Tony, you are the president of the Dominica Hotel Tourism Association, and you just have I'm getting a briefing on the progress of the international airport. As the president, tell us what you make of the briefing.
It has been a proud moment. It has actually been a very proud moment to see, because I think the overviews that we get, the images, we get the drone footage from outside, but to come here, after you drive into property, see what we get to see visually, and after the presentation today of the footage that was shot yesterday, it's taking shape. We've heard that it's actually ahead of schedule, with flights expected as early as 2027. So my view is proud because Dominica's tourism product is getting capacity. So we are wanting to advertise Destination Dominica as a nature island of the Caribbean, and now in doing so we have the ability to bring people in larger numbers to build the product. So we're looking at building accommodation, services, additional transportation, infrastructure. All these things will catapult our growth and improve the lifestyles for Dominicans.
So how much is your association is prepared for the international airport? Because with an international airport, it's going to drive in, I should say fly, whichever.
Fly.
When I say drive in, I mean it's going to propel the increased number of stayover visitors. How much is your organization ready for that increased number of stayovers?
Okay, so at the moment, where the stayovers are growing, the capacity to accommodate stayover is growing slowly, but we have to look at the drawbacks. So of course we know nothing advances without money within any developing country. So the access to finance to be able to even do a 2-bedroom Airbnb or to do a 52-room hotel is one of the issues that we have faced for many years. So that is the primary issue. More Dominicans should be able to have the resource to be able to access those type of development opportunities. At DHTA, we're looking to bridge the gap where we want to create the ideas or more the opportunity for ideas. So at DHTA, we want to be able to let people understand that, hey, let's look at a community-based tourism program. If we look at that, we'll say, boy, this community is not taking advantage of the opportunity that's presented to them. But we might see the advantage. They are not. So I know that the government is working on community-based tourism projects now, and it's always a collaboration. So we would work with them to be able to come up with, well, I wouldn't say come up, let's say hand-holding process. Somebody might have an idea, how do we build on that? How do we show them that there can be an opportunity to not only put something down to provide a need, but also to improve the economic sphere, to improve lifestyles. I am all about improving lifestyle over the long term, not just for us, but for our generations to come.
How much is your association is discussing or talking about the international airport and its readiness for your organization?
The readiness of the airport, it was, I wouldn't say questionable, but more question. It's like, okay, and that is why we're here today. How far is it? We're hearing comments, we're hearing from the government, we're hearing from private people taking pictures. It's always the pictures, drone footage coming out. And for us, as the tourism organization, the private sector arm, we were in the gap where the members were feeling, is it actually coming? And today being here, we can see, yes, it is. So now to give the members confidence, give the industry confidence that this project is going ahead of schedule, with plans for completion, first set of flights in 2027, larger capacity increase. We now have to continue to do our job, not just start, but continue doing our job in improving as I said, the amenities, accommodation, transportation, the experience, because for us it's an experience. Dominica is an experience. You come, you can go to the beach and feel safe. You can hike the trail and feel safe. So as well, we advocate for the improvements of the sites and the trails, not only for the tourists that is coming this year or those that have come before and want to come back. And we've heard the comments that some of our trail products are not up to par. But we're hopefully working with the Ministry of Environment to get these up to a better and improved standard, so that into next year and beyond, we have our products maintained and at the standard that matches anything else in this world.
Well, Sammy, the last time we met here, not in that exact location, but in the area, we were speaking of the development and construction of the terminal building. And you give us a small line of what was happening with the runway. Now that we're here, and our background, we can see the actual construction of the tunnel.
The tunnel.
Of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Help us to have a better understanding.
Yeah. So we're right where we are is on the main road that used to connect Wesley to Woodford Hill, and the runway is oriented right across the roadway. So to ensure that the traffic is able to continue unimpeded with minimal impact to the Wesley, Marigot, Londonderry communities heading towards Woodford Hill, the tunnel is being constructed going right underneath the runway. So if you look right behind me, you'll see that excavation works have already commenced, and that is really digging for the tunnel. And the intention of putting it in this location, and why we are cutting instead of putting in an area that is filled, you want to ensure that the ground is already compacted, so you're cutting down to the foundation level. The tunnel will be about 16 feet tall by almost 1,000 feet long, and width is almost 59 feet in width in two chambers. And we designed in a lot of redundancy in there, so that if one chamber is blocked, the other chamber could be used for whatever reason. Right? We've also made designs to it to ensure that there is a constant outflow for the tunnel. So the center point of the tunnel is actually the highest point in the tunnel. So any water getting in is always flowing out to the left or to the right. And then there's a solid separation between each chamber. So if for some reason there is fire or any one of these hazardous incidents, the other chamber could still work and function for traffic.
Give people a clearer understanding. When this tunnel is built, it's going to be built below that of the runway.
Correct.
Give us an understanding as to what it means.
Right.
To build that tunnel below the runway, and how much protection that the tunnel will have.
Right.
When you look at the runway.
Right. As designed, the tunnel will be buried almost 4 meters, which is roughly about 12 feet beneath the actual runway. And then, as I indicated earlier on, it'll be 16 feet tall. So that is just to give you a sense as to how deep it's going to be beneath the runway. And why buried? The intention is to ensure that there's no point loading per se on the roof of the tunnel. Any load traversing over it is evenly distributed over almost 12 feet of fill material. So the intent really is to have this. It'll take about from the developer and contractor about a year for the tunnel to be complete. The structure and the shell will probably be finished in probably 6 to 8 months, but the actual finishing works where for that length of tunnel, you'd have to put in mechanisms such as ventilation and lighting to ensure that vehicle operators can traverse the tunnel safely in both directions.
When we look south of where we are, and we have seen some houses still being around, what was the intention? Are they going to be remaining where they are, or are you all going to?
Some of the houses you're seeing those closer to us would have already been acquired, and so they're in the process of relocation and demolition. the team that is managing acquisition has been working closely with property owners, very patiently, I should add, to ensure that people are moved in a timely manner. The contractor has been working literally around some of the acquisition challenges. But as you can see from the expanse of the project, the runway construction goes on. There is some challenges insofar as acquisitions that impede some of the side slopes where we do backfilling. But that is something that is ongoing, and fully anticipate that that should be completed in time for 2027 deadline.
I spoke to the DHTA who you met today.
Yeah.
And they said that they visited here because a few of them were doubting Thomas's because they saw quite a lot of things on social media.
Right.
And we're not sure as an organization, and they requested of a meeting with you today. It was done. Can you help us to have a better understanding as to what was discussed?
Yeah, so the DHTA as the Hotel and Tourism Association represented the private sector tour operators, hotel accommodation, taximen, car rentals. They legitimately wanted to come see for themselves. And anyone who's been on site, they all walk away, as you probably had the same experience yourself, with the impression that the pictures don't do it justice, right? So they wanted to come on site to see the size, the scope, the magnitude, and also the progress. Because as you would imagine from a private sector perspective, you want to start planning and calculating yourself as to when this thing is actually going to be up and running. So sometimes you'd want to hear from your updates and my updates, or sometimes you want to come on and have a look for yourself. And it's something we welcome, having various organizations. But the DHTA in particular is probably one of the stakeholder groups that is going to be largely beneficial for this project in terms of visitor arrivals and people looking for accommodations, people looking to go on tours to various parts of the island, people looking for restaurants, bars, entertainment, car rentals to move around. That this project is directly going to impact in a good way, I think, that organization and its members. So we're very, very happy to have been able to make time to take them around and have a look at the project and meet the contractor and ask questions directly insofar as the progress of the project.
I'm sure there are many other organizations that you wish to meet. Mm-hmm. You could help us to understand some of the organizations that you would like to meet and what you think you would be able to say to them that's different from what you mentioned to the DHTA today. Yeah,
we've actually proactively reached out to various stakeholder groups. The DIC is one that we've reached out to have conversations with. We've also reached out to various other entities and individuals and stakeholder groups in particular. So as part of the initial master plan preparation, all incumbent operators at the existing Douglas Child site, we reached out to them, the firefighting, the customs, immigration, DASPA, air traffic control. We engage on a regular basis to ensure that as current operators, we get the benefit of their perspective and their insights on the project.
2 weeks ago we were here, 2 Thursdays ago we were here, and when we looked at the runway, you said to us it was 60% almost completed. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing much more work has been done since then. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, so to be very precise on the completion estimate, it's the formation level, right? On top of which the runway is actually going to be constructed. So we're on this end of the runway, about halfway of the runway. We're about 90% in terms of getting to that formation level. And that on the other side of the runway is also seeing some progress as well. But we anticipate that the area that's taking the bulk of time now is the cutting on the runway 15 end of the runway. So all in all, the intent, and as your viewers can see, the formation level, if you were to, I don't know if you could zoom in onto the runway 33 end of the runway. You can see the formation level of that is already pretty much done, and it's just a matter of waiting and monitoring and measuring for settlement and stabilization, right, of the slopes. So that is something that we're very excited about. And then, as you can imagine, because the tunnel cuts right across the runway, we have to wait until the tunnel is complete to then backfill and finish the last pieces of the runway, right, that joins it, and then to then do the your foundation and then the asphalt to do the finishing works on the runway.
I know the last time that we also met, we spoke about the terminal, and I'm sure within that period that quite a number of things will have continued, and I'm sure that will be further in terms of the terminal. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, so the foundation works for the terminal is pretty much complete. One of the construction methods that they use was to excavate the entire foundation area, put the pad footings, and then backfill. So all the pad footings are done, the starter columns are all complete, and then backfilling for the columns and the ground floor slab, that is also complete. People traversing the road from Roseau to Melvin Hall would have witnessed that there's some large steel members being transported by some pretty long trucks. That is all members associated with the frame of the terminal building. And we just got an update today from the contractor, and we're hoping by next year, April, May, to have the main frame for the terminal up, and then to start doing works on the side walls, the enclosure, and then the fitting out on the inside. So your viewers and listeners coming to the site this time next year, you will have a completely different experience on the land side with a lot of the buildings already up. If you look closely on the site, you'll see that we're on to the second floor of the tower already, the air traffic control tower. So that is something that's going up to 5 floors. The base is already complete. We're on the second floor and 3 more floors to go. So come back in a few more months, you should see the makings of a tower for the airport.
I'm sure, Sammy, that from our last conversation that we had, quite a number of people would have viewed and made comments. Mm-hmm. Would you have seen an increased number of people visiting the site, almost a tourist site?
Well, the bypass that is in place now for the tunnel makes it much easier for people going between Marigot to Wesley to the north, Calibishi. Even coming from the airport, going to guest houses and accommodations in Calibishi, would all be passing through and get a much closer, almost intimate look at the construction works, because you're actually coming off the main road onto the runway area. Yeah, so they get up close and personal view of the project.
What else do you want to say to our viewers?
No, I mean, keep coming, keep asking questions, keep being engaged, and as we in our discussions with the DHTA, this is not an end. This is a means to an end. And what is that end? That end is a significant increase in the visitor arrivals, significant increase in economic contribution of tourism to Dominica, and an increase in overall economic activity on island. So my main thing is don't get caught up on when this is finished, but start thinking about what can I do now to get ready for when it is finished. And the commitment, I think, we've made, even with DHTA and working closely with DASPEL, is we're actively reaching out to airlines to get improved service. So one of the updates we had with DHTA was an update of the increased air capacity that's coming this winter. We've seen opportunistically at peak points this month and last month where they've gone the twice daily as required, but from December on to March they'll be twice daily. We now have United doing twice weekly from New York, which is Wednesday and Saturday. We now have Contour coming 7 days of the week with a combination of service from either 3 times from St. Thomas or 4 times from San Juan. We have Caribbean Airlines coming in directly again from San Juan and Trinidad. It's never been easier to connect with flights from Toronto or New York through Trinidad or San Juan to get to Dominica. So we have a lot of capacity. So we don't just finish the airport, flip a switch and then people start coming. We have to start the process right now. People are looking for Curl Festival. We just went for Curl Festival, where if you had tents for rent, they would all be booked, right? So people are coming for festival, but not just for festival. Is how do we create products that can attract visitors to come every day, every month, year round, right? And it will only get better. It'll only increase. But again, don't be caught up in the next 2 years, next 3 years mindset. This winter, you're going to have a significant bump in capacity. So we need to go out there, make some noise, and make sure that we are ready to receive and attract as many visitors as we can. Yeah.
It can only get better with policy increases. And we're speaking with the project manager, that is Samuel Johnson, as we come to conclusion of a wonderful interview, and we're going to make it our business, Sammy, to be
Keep
here
coming.
once a month.
Keep coming.
So that we can give people an opportunity to see the update for those persons who are
Yep.
not able, who are in the diaspora, who are here, but are not able to really visit the site.
Yep.
So I just want to say thank you again, sir, for
Thanks.
informing us of the continuous progress of the international airport.
Thank you, and thank you again for coming.